why did we build it? Like we've been saying, or like we said, it was a collaboration with the Revie School and HackYourFuture, and we found a way that both schools and both students would benefit from that. So like Nicolina and Frida was saying, they had their own projects to provide us with wireframes that they studied hard and then implemented the best UX experience that they could. And us on our side, we connected all the dots from the course, from the 34 weeks of teaching that you had here, and we created we developed the project, right? Or you developed the project. And let's hear the students, because that's the days for the students. And so I would like to call TITHI for her presentation. Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is TITHI and I'm from Bangladesh. I had graduated in electronics engineering and came to Denmark in 2013. Then I worked as a tester for a year, and that actually motivated me to divert my career into IT. And since then, you can say I've been trying to enter the IT job market, but occasionally, because it is very difficult for me to focus for a long time and get my motivation high. So yeah, now thanks to HackYourFuture that I could finish this course, and now I'm a little hopeful that I can manage a job. Yeah, as you have already heard that the wonderful frameworks, what we have worked throughout the 7 weeks project that is built by the talented UX designers from Revie School, and they built it in Figma, that is a popular wireframing tool. Now, what is wireframes? So wireframes is a visual representation of the user interface of an website, of an app or a website. You can say it's also a 2-dimensional skeletal outline of that, and it provides the clear overview of the page structure, layout, information, architecture, user flow, functionality, and intended behaviors of that app. But the focus is mostly not on the functionality, not on the design and all. So why do we need wireframes? That is actually, wireframes are actually a communication tool between clients and developers. So it gives the clarification to the clients how they want it, the functionality, so they can modify it at its very early stage rather than modifying it, in development stage. So it's also very easy to visualize and quick and easy to build and modify. So here you can see the home page. That is, you see, like a pixel perfect representation of the app that the Revie School students have built for us. And it's a high fidelity wireframing where all the actual contents, the font sizes, font families, colors, everything were described. So we just started our work from the development and didn't need to think about the design and stuff. So here is also one more screenshot of their wireframes. You can see like how organized they are in making the layouts and everything. It was very clear and easy to understand. Yeah, and you can see one comparison here, the homepage, how the clients, the Revie School students wanted to have it and how we built it. We actually tried our best to look alike, but yeah, here it is. And finally, thank you all. Thank you, all the wonderful people, the mentors, and the dedicated HackYourFuture team, and to my wonderful classmates. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of the talk.
Yes, thank you, TITHI. And now we have Mohammed and Kira. Go ahead. Let me just wait. Big guy, right? Yeah. I just want to make sure that you show up in the camera because you're so tall. Yes, exactly. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for coming. My name is Mohammed. I am from Morocco. I have been in Denmark since 2015. I don't have really background in IT, and my hobbies are traveling, hiking, and photography. So today I will be giving you an overview of the project architecture. In the front end, we have been using React. In the back end, Node.js and Express. And as a database, MySQL. And everything is hosted in Heroku. So here is also an overview of some libraries and services that we have been using. We have used Next as a query builder. We have been using Storybook to develop GUI components. We have been using Swagger to document the API, Webpack to bundle the files, and Firebase for authentication. And here are some dev tools, Git for source control, Postman to test the API functionality, of course, Visual Studio as an IDE, and Slack for communication. And actually, that's it. And finally, I want to thank HackYourFuture team and mentors, our classmates, and of course, my wife, because she really helped a lot because I was working part-time, and we have a daughter, 4 years almost daughter, and she had to take care of her Sundays, and yeah, thank you very much. So.
Yes, Mohammed, thank you. Now we have a bed.
Hello, everybody. My name is Abed. I'm from Syria, Aleppo. I will present the project management. We use Git, and then I will talk about 3 different areas of Git, the issues and labeling, and the milestone, and the project overview. My background, I do construction engineering beside digital transformation. I have been in Denmark almost 5.5 years. My interest area, coding, cooking. I guess my girlfriend, she won't agree with me. And I love reading tech and driving. So basically the milestone, we divide the project in 4 different milestones. As you can see, if we pick up one, the career quiz, and then 3 different milestones, and we divide each other for different groups. We collaborate in various milestones in order to make the job done seamlessly. And here the issue and labeling. So we create an issue, and each issue we will add a label to it. So in order to keep track on it, and then basically we kind of filter the issues based on its label. And here the project overview, as you can see, when we assign, let's call it a task. So you can see to do in the process on when it's done, it should be merged to the develop or to the main. Yeah, that's it. So I would really thanks Hack the Future organization, because I have been switching from class 10 to class 16. And finally, it has been done. And my classmates and all the study group I have been collaborating with. So we made it.
Yes. And now we have Nashmil.
Hi everyone, my name is Nashmil. I come from Iran. I've been here in Denmark for over 3 years, and I got a bachelor's degree in software engineering about 14 years ago, which means I'm really old. And then I changed my major and career until today, that thanks to Hack Your Future, I'm back on the track. Well, I'm interested in arts, literature, nature, and different kinds of food for mind and body. That's interesting that considering my interest in literature, I'm in charge of the Storybook. But the Storybook here is an open source tool for developing the UI components. The Storybook, in fact, bridges the gap between the user experience and the development. Why do we need a Storybook? Why was it so important to use it in this project? Because the Storybook gives us an environment to develop the components in isolation, which means quite independently from the other components and outside of the main app. So it makes the testing and documentation much easier, and we can just manipulate and play with the components and see the results immediately. It facilitates the communication between the designers, developers, and the customers. They can all look at the final products together. And here's the screenshot from the Storybook of our own project, Guide IT, and this little button, which is mommy really proud of. That's the one that I developed first, and I made a story for it. And here, as you can see, the different controls where you can change this text, the size, the font, and the color of these DOM, especially your DOM components. You can view all these states in the Storybook, and you can browse through this library. And how did we do it? Well, first step is installation, which was already done for us. So we skipped to adding the stories to the React app and adding the controls and nodes as I showed you. And in the last phase, the deployment. As I mentioned, for each and every component like this button, we created 3 files. One component.js, one stores.js, the other one styles.css. And in the end, the controls and nodes on the Storybook turned into the props in our React application. Now I can show you here better in this small video. That's the same example. That's the same example, the bottom example. You can see that these controls that can be manipulated into having different states, and then they were used in our React applications, just the same as props. And I learned almost everything that I learned here in this project was new for me. And I especially learned that I need to be much more tolerant of failure and making mistakes, because if we want to get good at something, first we need to get bad at it. Otherwise, we don't get anywhere. And in the end, I want to give a very big thank you to HackYourFuture team, who were really understanding and supportive. Also my great mentors, especially Benz from Zendex, without whom I couldn't survive this. And last but not least, my classmates, who are really lovely, smart, and helpful. And we could achieve it all together. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Yes, Shirley, go ahead, please.
Hi everyone, good evening. This is Jyoti. I come from India. I have been living in Denmark since 2019. I have completed computer science in engineering. I would like to watch movies and serials, and I worked as a software tester for 2 years in India. Today I'm going to talk about front end for our project that we developed by using React. React is an JavaScript library. It is used for building and user interfaces for single page applications, and also it is used for handling the web applications as well as mobile apps. Coming to the features of React.js, these are all the features of React.js. In this, JSX is a combination of HTML and JavaScript code. It is used with React to describe how the data can be in the user interface it should look like. In the virtual DOM, it is an acronym for data object model. It defines how data can be accessed and manipulated in web applications. and React is to be an one-way data binding, and also React is simple and scalable and fast. And of course, React is to be an excellent performer. And Nashville was explained by Storybook components. And here we have organized our project into components and containers. In the left-hand side, if you have seen, we have listed all the components for our project. Components are also called as dumb components or stateless components. Components will not do actually anything. It is only for physical appearance. And coming to the containers, these are all the containers for our project. Containers will determine how the things will work. And the containers are also called as stateful components and smart components. And here is one example about the component and containers. This is a component called side menu. This side menu component we have used in our guided project, like several containers, like next steps page and elevator pitch page. Components are having the reusability so that developers can able to use as many times as they want, so that developers can save the time as well. So, and here also we have one example about components and containers. If we all can see that the red borders what we have in the components, if we merge all these components and containers together, it will make a web application. Coming to my learnings, I have learned a little bit more about Git in this project, and also the migrations and seedings. And also I learned new tools like Storybook, Swagger, and Firebase, and also the collaboration between front-end and back-end. And of course, I have learned how to work with team. This is really good for me. And I need to say special thanks to HackYourFuture organization and study group members, and also my lovely classmates. And last but not least, I need to say thank you to my family. Thank you.
Yes, come up.
Yeah, hi everyone, online and offline. My name is Kamal Farooq and I'm from Pakistan. I'm in Denmark about 11 years, and I have software development background, but that is far behind, like 10 years back. But I did learn, I learned a lot from HackYourFuture. If I think from the beginning and to end, it's started from HTML to React, Node, and everything. But specifically in this project, I learned about Express APIs and Connect, Swagger, and also the teamwork. And we worked all class in the team, and so. So I will talk about the background, backend, and the front end. We can see which is visible, and but in the background, it's difficult to see, but we can imagine that what is going on background. So I have an example in the car. So if we press any pedal of the car, and after that, many things that happens in the background, and that is called the backend. So how did we do it? Actually, we have app and the top, and then we have routers, and on the last we have controller with they communicate with the database. And here I have an example of API router, that is the our main router, which every API call landed here in this file, and it decides which route this call should be. So here we have like 4 application routes, that is for answers table and users and quiz result and questions, and they map with the files for that router files, and then the particular router file it's communicate with the controller, and actually the controller which have implementation of the database calls and operations. So here I have one example of router and the controller implementation. Actually it's done everything like retrieving data and storing data and updating, deleting everything. But I have one example for retrieving data from the database. And here, if we get a request for answer table to get data from with the ID, so it landed here in on the left side. You can see that there is a router implementation, and that will ask the controller which is on the right side, and that controller which communicate with the database, and it will get the answer from the database, and it will return back. And finally, I would like to say thank you all the mentors and HackYourFuture teams and Ready schools and all my classmates. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamal. We have Sajanya now.
Hi everyone, my name is Savjanya. I come from India. I have been in Denmark for 4.5 years. I completed my graduation in computer science engineering. I love dance and spend time with my family. I'm very glad that I got opportunity to participate in HackYourFuture. As part of this presentation, I would like to tell about Swagger. Swagger is an interface description language. It is used to generate interactive API calls, API documentation that lets the user try API calls directly in the browser. It is expressed using JSON. Swagger describes the structure of the API. Here we can see the how developer can give request and how he get the response. From this, he should give some summary and description, parameters, and responses. And this is the Swagger UI looks in the browser. The front-end developer can view, and he know how he can understand how the Swagger works easily by seeing endpoints and which endpoints he can see, and which request he can give and which response he may get from using Swagger. And it is very easy for a front-end developer to use this Swagger. If a front-end developer is not aware of some Java or .NET, so he can understand using this Swagger how what the content exists in this API. And what I learned in HackYourFuture is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React as a front-end technologies, and Node as a backend, and MySQL as a database, and Postman to test APIs, and Git and GitHub as a version controller. And I also learned some more technologies like Storybook, working with Kenix and migrations, Swagger, Firebase, testing, and teamwork. As a team member, I learned how to work as a group, and we can achieve success with communication and coordination between team members. And I would like to thank each and every members from the HackYourFuture team. I would like to thank all mentors from Zendesk and Elastic team members. And I would like to thank the HackYourFuture mentors. And finally, to my husband, and he supported me all the way to make it successful. Thank you.
Ejaz.
Hi, my name is Ejaz. I'm from Pakistan, and my education is Master's in Computer Science from Sweden back in 2011. Then I worked as a web developer long before in 2007, from 2007 to 2009. I came here in Denmark in 2011. And now I would like to thank HackYourFuture to give me an opportunity to refresh my knowledge and my background, because I was out from my field almost like 10 years. So I would like to thank HackYourFuture. So today I want to talk about our data mesh model of this project. It's basically targeting the users. So here you can see the user and answer table, question table, and then results tables. So this was our main focus here as a user. So here I want to talk about how what were the interactions. So React, and then as front end, and then Node.js as a backend, and MySQL we get request and then response from database, and then user got it on front end. So, and I also want to talk about Next.js. We use Next to facilitate migration and testing. And migration we use to create and delete tables. Why we do migration? Because all people working on a project should have same database, a consistent database. You know? And in this here code part, we can see that first we are creating a table and export up, and then we are deleting the table and export down. And seeding is seeding we use to insert data in the database table to make it sure that consider all users, all people working on the project, and all people should have consistent data in the tables. So before in seeding, first we delete the all data in the tables, and then we insert the data in the tables. And what I have learned, because I learned a lot of things like all front end thing, HTML, React, and databases and these things. But with this project, especially, I learned how to work in team, and how to create and review PRs on issue Storybook, and working Node.js, and better understanding to write coding professionally. But this is some funny part, you know. So how normally people dream, and when you are how normal to run, what is my dream? That when you are dreaming, when you are sleeping, and your brain is in the coding, and you are witnessing, oh yeah, he's solving my problems. And at last, I would like to thank everyone here, especially HackYourFuture management here, Benjamin, Mari, and everyone here. And I also want to thank Ready School, and they collaborated with us, and thank my classmates. They were so helpful to me during this, because in this project, in last few months, I have been some personal problems, but I got a lot of problems from everyone. I would like to thank for my classmates and all my mentors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ejaz. Yes, welcome, Beth.
Hi, my name's Beth. I come from New Zealand. I've lived in Denmark for 4 years. My previous work experience is in university administration and human resources. I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to study with HackYourFuture. I worked on the quiz page, specifically the logic behind it. I used the useEffect hook to fetch the questions from the database. I arranged the endpoints so that the answers are fetched as an object with each question. This architecture allows us to change all the questions and answers by simply making changes to the database. After fetching the questions and answers, we are able to display them in the page. As you can see here, the component displays the question, an image, the answer options, and the buttons. To submit an answer, I need a user ID to pair with the selected answer to post to the database. A user can be either authenticated or not. So to find a user ID, first I check if the user has already answered some questions and the user ID has been stored in the session storage. If this is the first question and the user ID has not been found yet, I find out if the user is authenticated and then update the user ID variable with the user's details. If they are not authenticated, I create an anonymous user and update the user ID variable and the database. When a user has selected an answer and clicked next, we post the selected answer and the user ID to the quiz results table of the database. Then the question updates to the next question in the array. I learned a lot while working on the project. I haven't worked with other people on a project before. There are often different ways to solve problems, and I found it interesting to try and understand someone else's process and then expand on it. Due to Corona, I had not met my fellow students in person until we started working on the project. So for me, the most fun part was getting to know everyone better. I'd like to thank all of the teachers, teaching assistants, and mentors who guided me through HackYourFuture. In particular, I would like to thank Benjamin, Daniel, and Marie. I would also like to thank my husband, Andreas, for parenting solo on Sundays and for acting as a mentor when I had urgent questions. I'd also like to thank my classmates. I came in a little bit later. I didn't start from the very beginning, and you've all made me feel very welcome right from the start. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now we have Rajani. Welcome. Just do this. Yes.
Hi, I'm Rajani Busani and I came from India and I have been living in Denmark from last 5 years. I did my master's in pharmaceutical analysis and also I worked as a pharmacy technician in UK before. Before HackYourFuture, I don't have any coding background, but now I really enjoy coding. And apart from coding, I love to travel with my family and also I love to bake. And today I'm going to talk about user authentication process. User authentication, which is a process of verifying the user's identity. Why we have to do means like we can give the user a customized experience and also we can keep their data secure. In GuideIT, we are using the Firebase to do the user authentication as it makes very easy for both the end users and also for the developers. Firebase is a backend as a service and that really helps to build, improve and grow the apps as it offers many features like below. But we are using Firebase authentication, which allows the users to sign in into the apps as it supports many sign-in providers like email and password and other social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and also the Gmail. But in GuideIT, we are authenticating the users by using their Google accounts. For doing that, we integrated the Google sign-in into the app. And today, I want to say like how we handle the sign-in flow of the user in our GuideIT project. First, we created an instance of the Google provider object. And also we are using the sign-in with pop-up, which is a built-in functionality. And by using that, we can give a pop-up window for the user so that he can authenticate by using Gmail account. And also we are using the current user property of Firebase to get the currently signed in user information. And to log out the user, we are using the Firebase sign out function that makes the current user to become null. This is the in our GuideIT project. In our GuideIT project, in the home page, we have a button called login. By clicking that button, it redirects to the sign in registration page where the user can sign in with the Google button. And that gives a pop-up window where he can choose a Gmail. If the user authenticated successfully, the user redirects to the profile page where he can see the quiz results if he has done the quiz before. And also we have a logout button that makes the sign out of the user. What I learned from this project, I really learned the teamwork and I really experienced how important the teamwork is to build the projects like GuideIT. And I also learned new tools like Swagger, Storybook, Firebase, and Kenix.js. And I also learned about communication between front end and back end. And before this project, I really used to scare whatever the comments that we had to try in the Git, but now I can say a little bit more confident on the Git comments. And thank you so much for the HackYourFuture community. And especially you people gave me the confidence to build myself to build my career as a web developer. And thank you so much for that. I am and I will always be grateful for this opportunity. And all the mentors and Elastic and Gentex, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, Busani. Yes, I'm done. Good. The camera. Yes, perfect.
Hello everyone, I'm Sandana from India. I have been living here in Denmark for the past 5 years. I completed bachelor's degree in computer science engineering. I love to cook and enjoy spending time with my family and friends. Today I'm going to talk about Git, how to review pull requests and collaborations. In our project, pull request reviews are given by both mentors and students. First, reviewers take a look at the code and check how it is working, and if everything is working perfectly, and then they approve it. Or if they think like the code needs some work to be done, then they request us to make some changes as per the requirement. Once we are done with the changes, we have to again push the code to the GitHub, and we have to wait until we get 2 approvals from the mentors or students. So after getting 2 approvals, we are able to merge our pull request to develop branch on GitHub. So you can see that merging button is blocked if you don't have any approvals. After getting 2 approvals, you can see the merging pull request block, which is enabled. After seeing that, you can get the satisfaction that finally I'm going to merge our work to GitHub. So it's actually kind of giving a very good satisfaction. And as a general rule in this project, merging is not allowed without prior approvals by our reviewers. This actually avoided the accidental merging of pull requests to develop branch on GitHub. In this slide, I'm going to talk about collaboration. Collaboration skill enables one to successfully work towards a common goal with others. It enables us to have a clear communication with one another, thereby helping us to work effectively as a team. In our project mentors have splitted the whole project into separate small issues, which we were assigned. We worked very well together, and we completed all the assigned issues into a successfully running app. And we had most of our communications in Slack, where we had a video and audio calls with our teammates. Just let them know that what we are actually currently working on, and asking questions and clearing doubts. So we used Slack as a medium of tool in this project. In this slide, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of face-to-face versus virtual communication. The pros of face-to-face communication is feel and presence. For example, if we all had met all weeks in person, we could have had a lot more opportunities to socialize, but because of the corona, it was not possible for us. And one of the cons is like we need to travel for that we need to get ready. So it's kind of time consuming process. And but in working virtually, we no need to travel, so we no need to get ready. So it's giving us a lot more flexibility. And if you're 100% sure that you're not going to turn on camera, then you don't even need to comb your hair. You can simply sit in front of camera and you can start to work. And the cons of virtual communication is lack of socializing. But of course, we managed the circumstance very well with the help of Slack. My learnings. Before I started HackYourFuture, I had an apprehension about my coding abilities. But after I started with HackYourFuture, my confidence levels with regards to coding has improved a lot. That thing I learned about myself in the past few months. And I learned also some technologies and concepts like Storybook, Swagger, migrations, and seedings, etc. And finally, a very big thank you to HackYourFuture team for providing me an ideal opportunity for not only to fine-tune my skill sets, but also helping me to form a network. And thanks to Zendesk and Elastic Study Group who helped us throughout the course. And thanks to all of my wonderful classmates for being there for each other in the entire course of Hack Your Future. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We're very close to the break, so hold firm. And we have Sharmi here with us. Yes.
Hi guys, good evening. My name is Charmi. I'm from India. I'm here in Denmark from last 4 years. I'm having a bachelor in health science and also did post-graduation in clinical research and hospital management. And I work as a research coordinator in India for almost 5+ years. Yeah, I love reading and traveling. In 2020, I got the opportunity to join Hack Your Future, and it was I was so glad I'm here. So today my topic is software testing. It's a broad topic, but I will try to explain a little part of testing which we used in our project. So what is software testing? Software testing is a method to check whether the actual software product matches expected requirement and to ensure that software product is defect-free. And there are 3 methods of testing: black box testing, white box testing, and gray box testing. In black box testing, where the internal part, internal design, internal structure, not known by the tester, and is testing as a user, and they are generally software tester. In white box testing, where the internal design and structure is fully known by the tester, and they're testing as a developer, so they are generally a software developer. And the gray box testing, it's a combination of the black box testing and white box testing, where internal relevant part is known by the tester, and they're testing as a user, but they have access of the internals. So we can say it's semi-transparent box. So why do we need software testing? So first, we owe it to our user and ourselves to deliver the best application we can. Second is there are lots of different devices, browser, and operating system where the application behaves differently. Third is there's always a chance that a user really will do that no matter how silly it seems, because we need to consider different ages group. Fourth is something that works when one person is using it may not work when hundreds people are using it. And fifth one is to ensure that what we create does what it's supposed to do. So how did we use it in our project? Like step 1, identify a bug as per the user requirement. We can see in the screen. And step 2, creation a user story based on the issue defined. And step 3, issue fixed by a developer. You can see it's the screen. Yeah. So what is the funny part as for testing? Because if we do not test our product, then we can see the yeah, what happened. Yeah. This is my learnings in Hack Your Future, or I gain a lot here. And thank you so much to all my mentors, HYF team, and obviously my classmate. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Shami. And now we have Sophia before having a small break. Yep, welcome.
Hi, my name is Sophia. I'm originally from Ukraine, but the last 2 years I spent in Denmark. I have a master's degree in ecology and environmental protection, and I worked as a customer service specialist back in Ukraine. So I have 0 experience in IT and no background, but now I have. So as it was mentioned before, we developed our code and pushed it to GitHub. But then we have to do to make our app visible and usable by others. So deployment is a process of moving your code from your local environment to the remote public host. In our project, we had 3 different environments. The first one is local environment, where the code is developed, running, and can be tested, and it's running locally. Staging, which is running remotely, can be tested and viewed by others in the form of app. And the last one is production, which is the final version of the app. It can be tested and used by users. To implement the scheme, we had two different branches. Develop, which was automatically deployed on staging, and master, which was automatically deployed on production. And we merged develop into master in only case when we had no bugs and everything was running. Also, we had different databases, and all of us had access to GuideIT Staging DB just to see what data we have there, how it works, and what should we do next. But the most challenging part for me was to investigate Heroku failures. It always starts with email notification from Heroku, and then I can go to the Heroku and try to deploy develop branch in order to check build logs and find some issues, errors, and everything. Sometimes we had situations when build is clear and everything is successful, but application is not running. That's why we have to go and check Heroku log tails and receive even more information. I think that that's a very important thing to know, to understand how it's running and the whole flow of our project. Also, we can track activity on Heroku and see who did the last changes and what is the difference between last changes. And also we can roll back to the place where everything was running and everything was good. And as a result, we have a beautiful application which is running smoothly. And I believe that every one of us put a lot of effort, love, and patience in this project. So I would like to thank you, every one of you, the whole HackYourFuture organization, all the mentors, all the volunteers who are here for us, and of course my beautiful classmates, my friends, family, and my husband. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It was great to see all of your work here reflected on your presentations. Very good. We'll make a small break of 10 minutes just to go to the toilet, have something to drink, and then we'll have the demo where we'll see how we actually made it work. So see you at 6:23. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. And yes, welcome. Thank you for bearing with us. And we have Dilnia here to present us the demo of what they did.
Well, shall we start?
Yeah, you can start.
Hello again, everyone. First of all, I want to say that I'm very happy that we passed Corona and everyone is here. I'm very happy about that. Everyone is healthy. It could be different, so I'm happy about that. Well, I'm Dilnia from Kurdistan region of Iran, 12 months in Denmark. And back to 12 months ago, if someone would tell me about what is happening today, I would say, are you high? It was difficult to imagine, and for that I want to thank HYF team for turning what was difficult to imagine into reality. And for everyone, maybe most of us have the experience of being in a new place, and they know that at the beginning you have the feeling of undefined. And for a refugee, it's a way more than that. Sometimes you don't feel like you even exist. But then there's a place which gives you the opportunity to study, to grow, and to feel alive. And thanks again, HYF, for giving us, and me especially, hope. I want to thank Revie School, all the mentors. You have given us your time, and that's priceless. Zendex and Elastic for their help during this way. And I want to thank all my wonderful classmates. They have been very supportive, very helpful. But I want to say, because currently I stay at Viding Asul Center, I want to thank them especially because they have been like a family to me, and I am sure that they are as happy as my family to see me here. So yes, let's go to the demo. I don't hear any drums.
Roy, what happened there? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to see it. Why is this so annoying?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is what we have been working on as a group. And this is, the tool is named Guide IT. And this is our homepage. And here, as you see, it's a tool which helps the newcomers for finding their path. It will help you to figure out yourself which path you want to take. And in this page, you're going to see this part which guides you to a quiz. And in here, it's an elevator which takes you to a point which gives you some information. But in here, we have two options to take the quiz, which is by logging in here and without doing that as well. So you can log in just with your Google account, one click, and do the quiz and save your result. And you can do that without logging in and still take the quiz. So I want to take the quiz first without logging in, and let's see the questions. Hopefully it works. Really? Wow.
Wait, you have to be patient.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes. Heroku is not the best for...
Maybe we have to log in.
Cardiac, people with cardiac problems.
Yeah, let's log in first. Really? Have you updated or have you refreshed or something? Because
it's
maybe it's internet because yeah. Let's be patient with it.
Okay.
And we have here Daniel. Maybe it's with the internet connection. It is. Be patient, people. If we go back, I don't know, maybe it's the internet connection. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it is logged in because in here it shows your profile. So maybe, I don't know, we have some internet connection. Because while you're logged in, and then this button will change into your profile, which means you're logged in. Yes, and in here we have the page, and in here we see one result because maybe previously we have done the quiz with this account. So thank you for being patient. And here we have two buttons at the back end, log out, which logs you out, and you can do the quiz without signing in, and then you can just go back and do your quiz with signing in, which we will do now. This one. We go through the quiz. We have 5 questions to answer, and I will just randomly choose to see the results. And as you see, we have the progress bar in here, which shows you that you're finished. If you go to the results, good actually that this happened, because if you do not choose any option, then it will show you that you have to choose an option and then you can proceed. So this is your result. It will show you in your personal profile and your professional profile. And as we are logged in, it will be saved in your profile and later on you can see. And in here, because we have this, it will show you the career which will fit you. And in here we have the full stack development. It will describe you in here. And then if you become a full stack developer, there are information which it tells you about HackYourFuture and a day in life of a full stack developer. If you're interested in more information in here, there's a link and the skills which you need. We have other options as well. Shall we try that? So because I don't know if it's gonna happen again. We have the option of the UXI, which it will show you about Ready School in here, but I'm not sure in which option shall I make to show you that. So if you wanna retake the quiz, and we have an option in here. I don't know. Yeah. What shall I do to just put this out? Yeah. Thank you. It doesn't show. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, and here's the elevator pitch, which you can just go there for some information. The elevator pitch gives you tips about if you meet someone, how to express yourself in a very short time and in an effective way. So it gives you some tips, some key points to present yourself. Each one of these pages will give you some information, and if you hover over here, it will. Okay, yeah, just to find the right one. And in here, it will show you some extra information as well. You can go through the elevator through this and read what information are given in here. And you can choose as well, for sure, through here and see all the information and key points to read about, and it will help you present yourself in a more effective way. And through, yeah.
I'm just gonna help you maximize this again.
Yes, thank you very much, it's okay. And in here, you can go to home again, and you can go to next step, which I will do that for now. And it will tell you about Ready School and HRF School and the other online schools, which you can see by yourself and check it out. So you can go back to the elevator, or if you want, or go back to the home. And in the profile, you will see the latest quiz which you have made and the result of your quiz. And as well in here, it will show you the career again. And through here, of course, you can log out, and hopefully it will work this time. Yeah, it does. Okay. And you can do just the quiz without logging in, but it will be just that it will not save your result and you will not have a profile to show or to see later on. But you can still, do the quiz, which we will do now. Hopefully this time will be ready. So in here, it will show you the personal and the professional profile. And again, you can see your career. That's again, full stack developer. Okay, and again, you can see everything which you saw while you were logged in. So you can always retake the quiz and go to the pitch. So this is the home, and this is Guide IT.
Yeah. Yes, well, great. I'm sorry for that little hiccup in the beginning. Heruko, when we don't use it, it needs to wake up. But we can assure you that it works, has bugs, of course. And maybe we can always improve it. Maybe we can do a hackathon all together and improve it for sure. Yes. Let me. All right, so back to the presentation. Yes, and now Marie will tell us a little bit about the journey.
Thank you, Daniel. I step into the screen here. We are a little bit above our time, but I'll make it short, and so we can start the celebration, that more relaxed part. Now all the presentations are done, so I think the students in the room are already a little bit more relaxed. But yes, the journey with class 16 started on September 27th. And somehow in this crazy Corona year, you've had a really good timing, I think. You had your first class in person here, and it was still like a summer feeling. And now, after having had 2 graduations completely online, we're actually together, most of us, not all of you, but here on HackYourFuture. And it's very nice to be able to celebrate together. That means a lot to the staff team as well, and I know that it means something for you. I can hear that from your presentations. So yeah, that's nice, but let me just go a little bit back in time, talk about what we have done together, and then reach to the celebration with certificates and so on. Do I press here? So we had some great little photo shoot on Sunday when we were all here, and I think for me, these pictures made me think about how your class have somehow really cared for each other throughout the whole course. I feel that every time I had a talk with one of you, you just had a chat with someone else from the class, and there was always someone to ask about homework. There was always there was not a problem that you would have to solve alone. You felt like you had someone there, and that was amazing to see because we have mainly been online. And for the staff team, it's not so easy to really feel what's the vibe of the class. But I got that sense with your class, and that has been amazing. You arranged like study groups, I think every Friday or many Fridays online, and that was really cool to see. And that also made me think that it was, it felt a bit like you had been every Sunday with us when you were here Sunday. There was a relaxed feeling. Yeah, somehow you nailed the code to how do you build a community in an online setting, like a community feeling. So that I'm very impressed about that, and really let the other students know how you manage the new students, and let us staff team know what you did, because that was so nice to see. But of course, I know that it's also been a lot of hard work. It's not just been fun and relaxing and good times. You have learned a lot in these 8 months. And that's what we are really here to celebrate, because now you're web developers. You have become experts in the whole online setting. And like we've just heard in the presentations, you've learned a lot about collaboration and working in teams. So please remember to put that on your CV, online teamwork and in-person teamwork. That's a great skill to have. Just to mention, of course, the events have been different this year. It's been all online, but there has been many different kinds. It's been easy to set up events. So we have both had Nathan, one of the mentors, talk about how to avoid a burnout. There's been workshops on presenting yourself and positioning yourself when you want to be recruited within IT. On the more jolly side of it, there has been a Game Joy competition that some of you were part of in the Christmas time. So yeah, that's just a few of the things that your class has been part of. And then I want to always mention Send Us an Elastic. You've told it as well. We cannot thank them enough for all the work they put into the study groups. Thanks to them again and again. But yeah, so where are we now? All those many hours of homework later, you are now graduates, you are HackYourFuture alumni, and you are also somehow HackYourFuture ambassadors. So what you do from now on has a meaning to also the students that come after you. You know, and you have met alumni that have helped you out with homework, and you can do the same, and you can kind of build that ambassador role to something even better than what it already is with the current alumni, because more students will be following you and following your example. you've heard it so many times, and we're going to end on that as well. You're part of this community and you make the community. So we definitely don't see this as like a goodbye day, but we really see it as like, this is a milestone we have to celebrate. Maybe you want to put HackYourFuture away for a little bit, but we're here. You're always welcome to engage both with the community of students, with the staff, with mentors. Yeah, you're part of the community still. I think you all know that, but it's important for us to say. To the people in the room, it's time for flowers, certificates, and drinks, and some food. I guess we end the call here. It's not so fun to watch on the screen, but I will promise we will send out some pictures so you'll have a bit of a feeling. Exactly, good. Anne just showed me she had a good cup of coffee, so there's some celebration on the offices. Thank you, Revie, for taking this final project journey with us. It sounds like it's been a great experience to everyone. I hope it has been on your side too. And maybe we will do it again for future projects. That's all for me. Last thing, maybe just to give a little bit of an overview of some of the companies that has hired alumni students in the past, and maybe will in the future. And of course, a big thank you to the Nappy Møller's Study Fund that supports us, and a lot to all the company partners that are also supporting us now. So that's the last slide of today. Do you want to have a last word, Daniel?
No. Well, thank you all for coming, and thank you, Revie, and thank you all the mentors that supported the final project, but also the entire journey with Class 16.
Thanks for joining.